Have you ever paused, just for a moment, and wondered, am I still living my days in the best way I can? Not just getting by, but really thriving, like a gentle garden still putting out its brightest blooms, even in the late summer sun. Sometimes it's not about starting something new, but about letting go of old habits, things we may not even realize are weighing us down. Today, I'd like to share 5 things, backed by what the doctors tell us, that we might consider leaving behind after 70. I'm Albert, and you're watching Golden Age Wisdom. Let's talk together, heart to heart, about how we can cherish our golden years. You see, age isn't just a number on a birthday card. It's a chapter written with heartbeats. And even as the pages turn, we're not helpless to the winds of time. We have choices each and every day, choosing what to keep, and just as importantly, what to set down. You might be surprised by these 5 things that, according to many wise doctors and folks who've gone before us, we're better off stopping after 70. Each has a reason rooted in simple care for our bodies, our minds, and, maybe most importantly, our joy. Let's stroll through these together. And as we go, I invite you, dear friend, to share your own thoughts in the comments. Maybe you have a habit you dropped that made all the difference, or a story to warm these words. I'll be reading every one, just like sitting with an old friend on the porch, watching the sun fall. Now, let's begin. The first thing to stop after 70. Stopping moving altogether. Don't become still as a stone. I know, it's tempting. The sofa is soft. The knees may groan a little louder. The back might creak like the old wooden gate in my childhood home. But let me tell you, giving in to the urge to sit out more and more days is like shutting the window on a cool, fresh breeze. Our bodies, even at 70 and beyond, still need that gentle stirring. Doctors have found, time and again, that staying still weakens the muscles, stiffens the joints, slows the mind. When my friend Ruth lost her dear Harold, she sat by the window for hours, barely moving, lost in memories and missing her old routines. Her world got smaller, just her armchair and a thin stream of sunlight. But then, a neighbor started visiting. They'd take tiny walks down the drive, some days just to the mailbox. Bit by bit, color returned to Ruth's cheeks. Her laughter hummed back, all because she chose not to let stillness freeze her out of life. I'm not saying we need to run marathons, mind you. For some, just rising to water the plants or pat the family dog is enough to wake up the blood and tease a smile. Doctors say even 10 minutes here and there each day can work wonders. Stretching, strolling in the yard, simple dance steps in the kitchen. Think of movement like oil in a trusty old clock. It keeps all the parts ticking, keeps time sweet. Don't let the clock wind down. If you're finding it hard to get started, set a tiny goal. Walk to the window and back. Roll your shoulders, tap your toes to a favorite tune. It all counts, so long as you keep the gears turning. If you've found a little movement that cheers you up, please share it in the comments. Your tip might help another friend watching today. Now, here's the second thing the doctors gently urge us to give up. Ignoring social connections. Don't shut out neighbors and friends. This one can sneak up on the best of us, especially after we finish with our working days or as our circles get smaller. You may wake up one morning and realize you haven't spoken to anyone outside your family in weeks. It happened to Bill, a friend I met at the community center. He said there was a whole season where the only voice he heard was the news anchor on TV, and it cast a gray fog over every day. Our hearts need connection. Science and common sense both say so. Loneliness isn't just a passing mood. It can weigh on your health, making aches seem deeper, sleep more restless, memory less sharp. The doctors say it's even as bad for your health as smoking or drinking too much. But there's hope here. You don't need a busy calendar. Sometimes just one meaningful chat, a call to your daughter, a game of cards with a neighbor, can brighten the spirit for days. You might join a club, a church group, or even chat with folks online. Harold used to call his friend Dorothy every Saturday without fail, just to reminisce about old cars and grandkids. It gave them both something to look forward to, like turning the porch light on for a loved one. I know starting can be hard if you've drifted away from the old gang or if loved ones have moved or passed on. But even a small step, a smile at the grocery store clerk, a thank you to your mail carrier, can start cracking that shell of loneliness wide open. So, if you have a sweet memory of reconnecting with someone or a tip for breaking the silence, would you kindly share it down below? We can help each other, friend to friend. The third thing, it's wise to stop after 70. Ignoring your own sleep and rest needs. Stop brushing off night waking or tiredness. You know, for years I thought sleep was something I could bargain with. I'd push through late nights to finish projects or read just one more chapter. "I'll sleep when I'm dead," I used to joke. But turns out, our bodies take our jokes quite seriously. And as doctors have taught us, skimping on sleep, or ignoring changes in our sleep patterns, can really take the wind out of our sails. Our sleep changes as we age. You might wake more often at night, or find yourself dozing in the afternoon. Some just chalk it up as old age, but if you're feeling sleepy all day or restless most nights, don't just shrug it off. Fatigue can hide other issues. Maybe a medication needs adjusting, or you're not getting enough daylight, or something more serious is brewing. Dorothy, my cousin, spent months waking at 3 a.m., unable to settle back down. She blamed it on the neighbor's garden lights and even bought new curtains. But when she finally mentioned it to her doctor, it turned out her thyroid was out of whack. With a little help, her nights got sweeter, her days brighter. Let yourself rest, truly rest. Set up a bedtime routine, even a cup of warm tea, turning off the bright lights, or a little soft music. And don't be bashful about talking to your doctor if your sleep changes or you're nodding off more than seems right. Remember, sleep is not lost time. It's when the garden of your mind and body get watered and mended. Tend to it with care. Fourth, this can be a stubborn one. Clinging to a rigid routine and skipping new things. Stop saying, "I'm too old for that." Now, my friend, this is close to my heart. I learned the hard way that when we say no to change, we're really saying no to life's new joys. You know, when I first retired, I was so used to waking at 5, reading the newspaper, toast for breakfast, the same way every day, rain or shine. For a while it was comforting, but after some time, every day started to feel the same, flat as a pancake, no syrup. Ruth, who I mentioned before, was the opposite. She tried a new craft class one spring. Ceramics, I think. She was terrible at it. Her first mug looked more like a crumpled hat. We laughed for days. But the thing is, she was giddy like a schoolgirl at every class. It lit her up from the inside out. Doctors say our brains thrive on learning, even after 70, 80, or 90. Every new hobby, new book, even a new route on your afternoon walk keeps the mind spry. It's like adding fertilizer to the soil. Suddenly, the old garden gets a fresh burst of color. I get it. Change can be scary. Sometimes we tell ourselves it's just too late to start anything new. But as long as you're breathing, there are firsts yet to be had. Try a new recipe. Listen to music you don't know. Learn a few words of a new language. The possibilities are sweet and endless. And if you've tried something new lately, Even if it flopped, why not share that story in the comments? I guarantee you'll get at least one cheer from me. Let's pause for a moment, friend. If you're finding these thoughts helpful, maybe even heartening, would you consider giving the video a gentle like? And if you feel so moved, subscribe to Golden Age Wisdom. It's one small way to remind yourself and each other that we're not journeying through these days alone. Now, let's look at the fifth and final habit. It's wise to stop after 70. Disregarding your own health signals or delaying checkups. Stop putting off that call to your doctor. We're hardy, aren't we? Folks our age grew up tough, patching up scrapes ourselves, pushing through headaches and heartaches. There's a stubborn kind of pride in it. I know I carried it for years, thinking I didn't want to be a bother, or that aches and pains were just part of getting old. But doctors will tell you, little things matter more as we age. A tiny cough, a small mole, a brief bout of confusion, these are the whispers our bodies use to ask for help. Waiting too long can turn little problems into big ones. Take my pal, Bill. He had a twinge in his side that just wouldn't go away. His wife, bless her, nagged him to see his doctor. Turned out it was something that, caught early, was easily fixed. The relief on their faces said it all. Please, my friend, don't put off your checkups, your yearly screenings. Even if you feel fine, those short visits are like oil changes for a trusty old Chevy. They keep everything running better, longer. And remember, speaking up for yourself isn't bothering anyone. You've earned that care. Besides, you can't pour from an empty cup. Your loved ones need you to be well as much as you need them. Before we wrap up, let me gather these thoughts like smooth pebbles in a bag. First, don't let stillness win. Move a little each day. Second, keep reaching out. Connections are lifelines. Third, treat your sleep and rest with the same care you'd give a fragile vase. Fourth, loosen your routines. Let new sunshine in through the cracks. Fifth, and maybe most important, listen closely to what your own body tells you, and don't be afraid to ask for help. These aren't easy, I know, but little by little, they can gently shape our days from something we simply endure into something we truly savor. And now, as we close, I'd be so grateful if you'd share in the comments below. What's one habit, big or tiny, that's helped brighten your own way after 70? Maybe it was joining a book club, or learning to bake sourdough, or simply calling an old friend every Thursday. Your story might be the nudge someone else needs. And if today's gentle advice has been a comfort or sparked a new idea, I'd invite you kindly to like and subscribe, maybe even send this along to a fellow traveler you care for. We're all walking this golden path together. The years are rich and full, and though the pace may slow, there's still sweet music to play, dances to dance, and stories to tell. Thank you for letting me sit with you a while. Here's to days full of patience, wonder, and kindness for yourself and for those you love. Until next time, I'm Albert, and this is Golden Age Wisdom. Take good care, friend.